Hello, my name is Lauren Gallagher. I am a junior from Southern Illinois University in Carbondale, and the reason I am alone in my room in front of a webcam is to talk to those who are watching today about mental illness, specifically major depressive disorder. I myself am a victim of major depressive disorder, among a few other disorders, and ever since I was diagnosed, I found it very important to try my best to raise awareness and get others to see that mental illnesses should be taken much more seriously. So most people are aware that compared to physical illness, mental illness more often than not has a stigma that is attached to it. So let's say a girl named Susie is trying to tell her friend Lizzie that she suffers from depression. When most people think of a mental illness stigma, they think of Lizzie looking at Susie differently, that she's weird, and maybe even avoiding her. But another type of stigma that can be found is Lizzie simply shrugging her shoulders at Susie and not taking her comment very seriously. Lizzie might be thinking, doesn't everyone have depression? And she may not pay much attention to what Susie has just told her. And this is the kind of stigma that I have seen, and this is the kind of stigma that terrifies me the most. Depression is one of the most common mental illnesses found, which is why it can be severely underestimated, but is also exactly why it should be taken so much more seriously. According to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, approximately 14.8 million American adults suffer from depression, which doesn't even account for all the children in America that may be suffering, and everybody overseas that may be suffering from depression as well. Um, I believe that one big reason people often overlook this giant problem is because depression and anxiety are also emotions, and so people can confuse the disorders and emotions, even though there are huge differences between the two. If you are depressed, it may be due to something traumatic in your life, such as a breakup or a loss of a loved one. But if you have depression, it is more likely due to a serious chemical imbalance in the brain, although it can also be caused by a traumatic life experience, low self esteem, or a combination of the three, which is one of the biggest reasons why mental illness should be taken much more seriously. The cause is extremely complicated and it varies from person to person. There's no blood test to diagnose depression, there's no brain scan, although doctors are working on a process, and there's no perfect questionnaire survey for doctors to use to diagnose patients with various mental illnesses. Someone may screen themselves for depression and find that a lot of the questions aren't relevant to them, but may be suffering from depression, some other mental disorder, or a combination. There's so many more reasons to talk about why mental illness should be paid more attention to and why depression should be taken much more seriously. But to sum this up, I just want to ask those watching to wake up and open your eyes to mental illnesses and that they're extremely difficult to pin down, to battle, and that it may fling victims into an extremely confusing and frustrating state. And so that others not suffering and those that even are suffering should keep their eyes out open for people that may need help if they need it, which is about all I have to say for today. So thank you for watching.